And then taking college algebra. Oh, whoops. Here's our group. We're meeting on campus. There's the start of the recording. Let's see. Okay, so this says
it's 60-minute time limit for group quiz.
yeah.
And we have to like discuss, debate each one.
Group quiz.
Did you open it already?
Okay, I have not. So there's not really a time recording, like max or minimum or anything like that. It's just record it and discuss it. So do you want me to open it?
It said it was a 60-minute time limit.
The quiz is, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I opened that. Some of them are like writing. You have to write.
Okay. I'm just gonna open it. There are 12 questions. Over your textbook's page 34 and 35. Ask or answer at least 2 questions. Sure, each person participates. Summarize 2 things you learned from the discussion and that you didn't understand from the group.
Wait, 34 and 35 though? There's not like questions.
Are we supposed to like come up with them?
Maybe.
Discuss the model.
And then the last bunch are true, false, film, or multiple choice. Do you want to start with multiple choice first?
Yeah, let's start with multiple choice.
Okay. So question 4 is the first one. Question 4, in the Grossman model, which of the following is a constraint? Time, utility, nationality, employment.
Time.
Question 5, in the Grossman model, the marginal efficiency of investment in healthcare declines as health improves.
Is that a question in our individual one?
I think that one's true because I think what that's saying is you can kind of only get so healthy. So like if you go from like very healthy to like extreme into like marathoning and things like that, it really doesn't improve you that much. From how I understand it, is that what you guys took from that too? I think they demonstrate that on the top of page 39.
With the model?
Yeah. Well, that one's where it relates it to age. Anyways.
I think you're right too. Like your health can only improve so much. There's a drop off.
Yeah.
It doesn't just
like if you go from overweight to exercise, you know, you're improving a ton, but then it kind of diminishes.
Yeah. There's only so far
health
you can go.
Yeah. Question 6. In the Grossman model, the PPF, which is the production possibility frontier, is that what it is? Indicates that there's always a trade-off between health and leisure. Maximum leisure is achieved at minimum health. Minimum leisure always leads to maximum health, and it is possible to increase health and leisure simultaneously.
So this was another one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if
I think I got it right.
I'm pretty sure it's the last one because the middle two, so maximum leisure is not achieved at minimum health because I think of like an 85-year-old who can't move.
Yeah.
That's minimum leisure, but it's not maximum health.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa on the second one. And then there's not always a trade-off because I think this is shown on 34 on this one because you could have, at point B, you can still improve health and leisure at the same time.
Yeah. You're not sacrificing one for the other.
To increase health.
Health and leisure simultaneously. Well, and even here, like in B, on this the correct PPF, like it shows that it's possible to increase both of them simultaneously. Where if you were like increasing your health, you're also moving on the leisure plane too, so you're increasing them both.
So it does talk specifically about labor and leisure on 37 though, and it's upward sloping. But I mean, I think the answer's still the same.
Yeah.
But aging moves down along the MEC, moves upward along the MEC, shifts the MEC outwards, shifts the marginal efficiency of investment of health curve inwards.
So
Moves it up.
the MEC curve is downward sloping, reflects the diminishing marginal return to health.
What page are you guys on?
So that's 41. But it specifically talks about aging.
I'm 43 and 44.
Yeah, 44. I want to look. Can you guys look at your quizzes though? Go back and like see the answer. I wish yeah. Today's a mess.
No, you're okay.
Well, on the figure on 44, it says like as the individual ages, his depreciation for health increases, and it moves up along it. The older it gets, it moves up on the side for the rate of return. And so, I think I got that one right on the personal one, because it's moving up because
So, yeah, I got it wrong. I put the moves downward.
No. The cheer center had like a fire alarm, so we're just trying to find a room with a whiteboard so we can like. Yeah, you can.
Okay, so it moves up along the MEC.
Okay, we're kind of loud, but yeah, we're
Moves
loud.
up.
I think that's
Yeah.
right.
Let's see, so aging, if it moves up on the MEC,
What semester? We're second. Yeah. What class are you doing for?
so what's the, on 43, that graph that says MEC C, what does the C represent?
College graduates.
Okay. And H is high school dropout.
But then on 44, it talks about depreciation of health
It's there. So that's
from
what's
like
supposed
Y0 to Y1. That's moving upwards.
because they have to invest more because their health is deteriorating with age. They have to invest more in their health, and so it goes up higher.
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense. Health is a good investment.
True.
9, according to the PPF and the Grossman model, if someone chooses the maximum health point, then this person, 1, only cares about home good, 2, only cares about health good, C, cares about both health and home, or D, has a preference for Z and H that can only be identified with an indifference curve.
Well, if they're choosing the maximum health point, then they're only caring about their health, they're not caring about anything else.
Those are like bodybuilders that like
Yeah.
have literally nothing else going.
Yeah, that's like their whole life.
What did you get on the quiz, the individual quiz?
18.
Can you pull it up? I can't pull mine up. I just want to like double
I
check
also got
everything.
18. Yeah, you're fine.
What was it, Adam? 18?
20. Sorry, 20. Yeah, the one I missed was the one we just did, the
Upward
aging
or
one.
downward?
Which one did you want to see?
9, the one we're on. So it talks about
Aging? Or this one?
yes. Only cares about
Good health.
Only
Good
cares
health.
about
Because that's, so like, what page was that on?
it's on the possibilities frontier, 34, I think.
So like this, they only care about this top part being up at the top instead of being like this.
I think
like
it's the
they're
guy
only
on the person.
on. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, sorry. I think it's represented by E on the bottom. It's a guy who
Yeah.
has 100% health
And that's all
and it's maxed out, but he has no
because that's
like home and happiness thing or whatever utility. 10. In the Grossman model, optimal health declines with age because it is impossible for older people to be healthy. I don't think it's that. People work more with age, thus having less time. I like that. Medicare pays less in private insurance, not that one. So the last one is the depreciation rate of health capital continues to rise.
That one.
So is that saying the depreciation rate of health capital continues to rise? So just your body becomes less and less self-sufficient, like you have to invest more and more time for upkeep.
you have to
Time
invest
and money.
more, and it becomes more expensive because you're investing in so much like treatment
Right.
and medication and stuff. The older that you get.
Okay, 11. According to the Grossman model, education burdens people's mental capacity, so it decreases health, increases the ability to self-diagnose, so it leads to better health, increases productivity, thus shifting to PPF, leading to better health. Means more work, thus less time for health, so more educated people have more health. So yeah, the second one's like the one that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hope I don't feel like I'm like dominating by doing the reading.
No, you're totally fine.
12. In the Grossman model, people choose an optimal time to die when they desire maximum leisure or home good, their insurance no longer covers the health costs, their depreciation rate of health capital is so high that it no longer makes sense to invest in health, and they have reached their life expectancy.
I think it's the third
That's
one.
the third one, yeah, it is. Okay. Question 3 says, list the names of the group members who participated in your group meeting. Was it Alexa?
Mhm.
And then what's your last name?
Means MEANS.
Okay. And then Tanner, Keith.
It's Mason.
Mason Watt, W-A-T-T. And then it says, what is the URL of your meeting? I'll get that to you.
Okay.
Or this, who sent, so you can just send it to her and we can put that you sent it, right? Or the name of who sent the meeting's audio according to your instructor.
Okay, I'll send it to her right when we're done with it.
Thank you.
Okay,
I just put down Tanner. It's Mason.
so question number 1. Open pages 34 and 35, discuss the PPF model. Ask or answer at least 2 questions. Ensure each person participates. Summarize 2 things you learned from the discussion that you didn't understand before your group meeting. It says this question does not require group consensus. Your summary may be different than your group members.
It's just like the enzyme that converts it. Something that
Okay.
war crimes kind of like reward, like in the war, and Corey's kind of like soldiers. That's kind of what helps me remember like the vitamin K and the whole time.
I think just like looking at the graph, like A and B, like the Grossman model is B. Like that's what it's saying that
Right.
there's a trade-off and you hit.
You have to decide where you want to be.
Yeah.
Because like this whole thing was like us decide, like choosing our health.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how much are we willing to invest in our personal health as opposed to like our, what else, whatever else we want to do with our time and with our money.
Mhm. So help me understand what's represented then by Z. It's basically, is that like happiness, or is that more just?
Individual's budget and time constraint.
Okay.
So Z.
Where are you reading that?
So on page 29,
Here.
Oh, it's on 29.
there's like an actual definition. So like H is the level of health, and then Z is a composite good that represents everything else. Video games, opera tickets, paintball, and company of friends.
So is it basically spare time? So it's not pulling from work, but it's like
So it's
Yeah, like what else you do, I guess. Like it's like it says that it's referred to as like a home good, so it's what you do outside of everything else. So like recreational.
So whatever's not like already budgeted for you
Yeah.
time wise.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because it almost seems like it doesn't leave room for people who honestly don't enjoy exercise, and thus don't spend time with it, as well as people who really enjoy their exercise, and that's like the thing that they love to get out and do. Because I feel like they could have higher health, but they wouldn't compromise the home good. Does that make sense? Or am I misunderstanding that? Like, how would you guys interpret those? Like, where would you put those two people on that graph?
You said people who
really enjoy their health and spend a good time doing it, and people who literally think going to gym's the worst thing in the whole world and don't go.
I think that's like A and E.
Is it?
Yeah. So like
That's my
A,
guess.
it's talking about how like they have no productive time available to work, play, or improve health. As a consequence, like they can't afford to any of the home goods, so they can't afford any of the extra time. Like, and so I guess that would just be people who like didn't have time to take care of themselves. And I mean, and I don't know, maybe. I'm trying to think how
I kind of
that
think to like back to socioeconomic disparities and just like that aspect of it too. Like the culture that you grew up in. Is
Right.
exercise part of your culture, or is it just something that like doesn't
that you're
really
yeah,
exist?
that's
Or like
kind of foreign to you.
like obese parents, or like when a pregnant lady is diagnosed with like gestational diabetes, like that child is more prone to being diabetic or like being
or overweight. Or,
right.
So I'm thinking of like 32-year-old dad, just very, very busy with work, and when he gets home, he just wants to help his wife with the 5 kids, help with dinner, read books, do homework, play a game, watch a show, go to bed.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's A.
because, but I mean, you can also picture somebody in that setting. Like I'm sure each of us know somebody who's pretty healthy. You know? Like I wouldn't, because I think maybe that's where I'm wrong. Is I picture A as I'm in such bad shape because I literally just don't do anything. But genetics just automatically play such a big role in that, where some 32-year-olds who just go to work and then come home, help make dinner, cook, put kids to bed. Some people in that situation just, you know, awesome. Like they just put on 50 pounds, you know, and others just stay skinny and fairly healthy because their body just requires less.
Hey, do you guys watch Parks and Rec?
I've seen some. Yeah.
Okay. So like I think of E, what's his face? Who's like always happy and always like exercising.
Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Because he's like he's like some crazy health nut.
Like super crazy, like macro counting to the max, like where your whole life revolves around your health. And so like he wouldn't go to the movies because he'd rather go on a run.
Yeah.
He invests all of his time in, because he had like some health scare or whatever, like that's what sparked it. And so all of his extra time is set aside to being healthy. Like getting other people to be healthy.
So going into this PPF then, are genetics already like discounted kind of? Or is this just based off like decisions?
I think this is just decisions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like purely like what are your motives and where do you spend your time?
Okay. So this isn't like a skinny chart, fat chart,
No.
nothing like that.
It's
It's just purely where you spend your time.
Because that's like the critical thing is time. The whole point behind all of it is like, are they going to choose to not be healthy, or are they going to choose to invest in their health, based on the amount of time that they have to do that?
And I think that goes also like talking about socioeconomic disparities. I'm just trying to relate.
Yeah.
But thinking about that, like somebody who is poor is more likely to get ramen than they are to get like apples as well.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like health might not play into this, but I feel like socioeconomic disparities like can play into how we choose or what we choose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but it just becomes kind of a rut too. As you are forced to work 60 hours a week to get the overtime, you naturally don't spend as much money like planning and preparing good meals.
Right.
You tend to eat out more because it's just, you know, you get home at 9 and you have to be back at 5. Like you don't.
Go run through
Yeah,
Taco
you
Bell.
just
Like that's
you hit McDonald's in the morning and then
Yeah.
eat crap for lunch too, and so as well as like exercise. So it's just kind of
Yeah.
kind of becomes more of a-
So time is like a huge barrier, and also like money.
That's why I work construction so much because I'm on the feet a lot. There's like, when you're standing a lot, it makes it harder. And then pulmonary embolism. Pulmonary embolism. It's like our lungs. I think our pulmonary veins and stuff that go back to our lungs.
Time and what? What are we saying?
Money?
Money.
That's where that's located. That's just where the embolism is going to dislodge. When it, like, this is an emboli. You can see the E versus like the thrombus. So it's already, like, there's already been a clot, and it's going to dislodge and get stuck in our, like, pulmonary veins. and our, like, lung area.
What else do you want to talk about on
Do you remember, like,
page 34 and 35?
you have your heart, like,
Did
you have,
we like answer and ask 3 questions?
valves in the pulmonary
I think it only asks for 2. My question is just what is the true representation of Z?
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so the answer goes 11 and 13 seconds will equal to INR. It's a
I think it's hard
international.
because it's different for every
Yeah,
person.
because it's different.
Like my time, like I don't have kids,
mhm.
whereas somebody who is a mom obviously has to spend more time taking care of their children, where I don't have that option, but like I can choose to watch 12 hours of Netflix if I want, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So just, I think it really,
Yeah. Yeah. So this is just kind of used to like monitor. And it's important to know like. I wanted to ask Robert, she's mainly gonna ask you like the PT or the like common time used for the RN or the U So something that kind of helps me. AP is opposite. AP, they're kind
I'm
of.
probably just gonna take a picture of that.
No, that's okay. Hopefully I'm like explaining it right.
I just want to make sure that like I get, like I'm writing down notes too, but
Yeah.
But that little switch up just kind of helps me remember.
and then I guess for another question, like we can just ask like how socioeconomic disparities play into the Grossman model.
That's literally what I was typing out.
What?
That was literally what I was typing out.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then just know this is used for heparin and normal. Yeah. Okay.
Is that all of the things?
Normal.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So this is not doing that stuff, but it's very dumb. I'm like, wait, what's you're fine. Yeah, so this just kind of like factor 5 deficiency. You just don't have enough factor 5, so you're gonna put it in there because factor 5 is used to stop. Yeah, exactly. Factor 5 laden. I don't know what it means for sure, but it's just kind of like a mutation. Something's not right with factor 5, so it's probably overactive and you're using a lot more.
I like what it says too on page 29, like talking about time constraints within a single period, and it goes through like a 24-hour day, and it talks about W, Z, H, and S, T's, like working, playing, improving health, or being sick.
Dehydrated. Yeah. Because what's like an right? So viscosity is also gonna raise your blood pressure, and so like it's gonna make it harder to clot. Oh, you have like that Econ, like, yeah, I was on a higher flow rate and stuff. Okay. So he was the communication something up the, so we were explaining yeah, it's like overactive or it can't break down. Mutated, so it's just gonna active.
Does that sound right? Like what we've been
And then you were mentioning.
talking about?
I come up with a talk about this, but he said that. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a picture of me?
I don't know exactly how exactly how it is to help with me more cost-effective. One of the and she mentioned like.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, it is. Let's see. So ask or answer at least 2 questions and then summarize things you learned from the discussion you did not before. So,
Yeah, so DBTs and stuff, yeah.
okay. And I'll just finish that typing out. I'll just finish this recording later. I wonder if she actually watches these.